Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Master of Orion. So let's check what's going on in the galaxy. So currently, we're trying to search out more of the galaxy with our scout, although it's quite possible it will die to a pirate. We have incoming pirates here. Hopefully, our outpost will be able to take care of that, and we are constructing more military outposts around our sector of space. We're currently at war with the Darlock race, and not a whole lot has gone on outside of that first turn of warfare. Okay, let's go ahead and progress the turn. And one of our fleets needs orders. I'm assuming that's the scout arriving, and luckily the pirate moved beyond us. Let's go ahead and search out this planet, which looks to be a gas giant, so not a whole lot in that system. Go ahead and jump over to this system as it hasn't yet been explored. Now, we know a lot of what the systems down here contain because of sharing charts with the human empire. And we're getting close to being able to get this space factory over here building a outpost. All right, so our military outpost did not engage the pirates. I'm hoping that that's something it will do soon. But we can just make sure of that by sending over our frigate and engaging. I'm just going to auto-resolve this, though, because I have both the military outpost and the fleet. That should be enough. Take care of a couple pirate raiders. All right. And we do have growth on our new colony. So we can send this population over to production and get the buildings we've queued up going. And probably once we're done with this frigate and the atmospheric renewer, we're going to want another colony ship. And I think I have an idea of where I want to send it. So we did uncover one planet over here that looked promising. At least I think there was at least one planet. Yeah, this one here. I think the other ones were unsuitable. Yeah. And we can sort by biome. Another choice we could have is coming over and taking this planet. I don't really think that's advisable right now, especially considering the Meklar might not enjoy that action too much. We're already at war with the Darlock, so we might as well finish them off. So that's probably going to be a priority here. All right, I'm going to send this guy back over here. Because we don't know too well what the Darlock are doing because of their stealth ships, I think it's advisable to keep the frigate in this space lane. Our research is done. All right, so we have trade goods now available to us, as well as the Colonial Revenue Service. Let's choose our next research. I always like to look at the tech tree when I do that. So deep space exploration allows us to send population points around with civil transports. I don't really think that's a high priority for us. We can build up population very quickly, but at our home planet, which is the planet we're most likely to send population points out, we don't have a lot of production. So I don't really think that that's the best choice. And all we get is fungal farms, and we're already able to produce a lot of food. So that's not really a high priority for me. This is definitely not a high priority for me. Electronics, either we get Deep Scanner, which allows us to reveal planets further away, I'm assuming, or the electronic computer, which allows us increased accuracy, which is a good thing, but not really a priority either. And then we have death spores, which is definitely not a priority for me. So, considering that all of these things are not priorities, what should be a priority? Well, we have private funding up here, which gives us advanced research buildings and advanced production, which is good for us. That's one of the things we're going for. We have a neutron collider, which gives us production, which is something we can research now. We also have the ability to miniaturize cannons, which includes the laser cannon and the neutron blaster, the current tech that we're using. So that definitely sounds like a high priority. Also gives us mass driver and the neutron rifle, which is an upgrade to our Marines. I think that sounds pretty darn good. That has 4 technologies that all help us. Not really the Marines, but the other 3 are all good. So let's prioritize that. And a couple of our advisors suggest that anyway. All right. We do have another pirate fleet over here. Not too big of a concern. And our space factory is now here. Could have probably built this last turn, but we'll start it this turn. And our scout is on its way. Might as well queue up search of a planet in case I forget. Okay, so we have the renewer completed. I'm sorry, the flea completed here, and then the renewer over there. We're going to send this flea over to protect this space factory over there. And then once that space factory is done here, we'll probably send it over here for a military outpost. This one will go over here for a military outpost. And then finally, we'll build up that one building you can build on gas giants. And then I think we're pretty much done with space factories, except obviously we want to colonize over here. So probably a military outpost eventually over here would be a good thing. This system here is also a good system for possible colonization, but considering the Darlocks have already done that, we would have to fight for it. All right, so let's go ahead and tell this guy to guard. We probably need to tell this guy to guard as well. All right, so the atmospheric renewer over here. We're currently working on the Nat destroyer, and we might as well get the Colonial Revenue Service building after that. And over here, we're going to want that Colonial Revenue Service as well. And should I queue it before the colony ship? I'm going to. Okay, so we're good. Let's advance to the next turn. And we have some population growth over here, which looks like it went into food production. And I am going to put it into... Did we already get an atmospheric renewer over here? Looks like we did. So we have pollution even with that. I think I'm actually going to slow down production here a little bit and move some of these guys into research instead. And looks like we're going strong here without any pollution. Now, if we were to get this planet to upgrade to a more mineral-rich status, that would be great. But that might have been something that was more of a thing in the previous build. Maybe we won't be seeing that in this build. Okay, a fleet needs orders. I'm going to assume that's our scout who's uncovered another garbage planet. Have him go over here. And it looks like yet another garbage planet. So I don't know if they've changed the likelihood that you'll actually find good planets. I think I'm going to continue to send the scout out. There's no real harm in continuing to explore. I could uncover anomalies, which would definitely be good. We do have a scout coming. We'll be blowing that up as soon as it arrives. Okay, so end the turn. Goodbye. I don't want the Darlock knowing about anything in our space. And the pirate will be here in probably a turn or two. Okay, so we have another population point over here. And do we put it into production? Not going to really make a difference if I do. So we'll keep churning out population, I guess. We could put it in research instead, but I want to get our population up to... That's only a difference of a couple turns, though. Let's do that. And we have another fleet that needs orders. Let's just check that out. All right, it's this guy, so he just needs to be told to guard. Okay. Advance the turn. Okay, so we have the Space Factory completing this military outpost. And as we said, we want to put one over here as well. Select the Space Factory. Technically, we want to select the frigate as well because the frigate needs to protect the Space Factory. And what else we got happening? We have a hydroponic farm on our new colony. It has a bunch queued up, so I think it's fine doing what it's doing. And we should have more population popping out soon. Okay, so yet again, our outpost isn't doing things on its own, and because I don't want any damage happening to my colony, I might as well just come over here, auto-resolve this, make sure we take care of that. Send our ship back over there when it can. We have another ship needing orders. Is this guy? He's going to build military outpost. Probably could have done that last turn. And this guy's going to guard. All right. Things are looking good. We're almost to a point where we've locked down all of the different avenues into our empire. All right, a lot going on this turn. So we have the completion of our first destroyer, which is great. That means that we can amass our fleet and attack. And I think that we're going to do that, as a matter of fact. Let's send these guys over. This part of space is going to be undefended while we do this, but I think it's a good idea to amass our fleet. I'm going to keep the frigate here for now. All right, so this completed a net. It's going to work on that. Then we're going to do neutron collider because we just researched that. And we also want the neutron collider over here. And again, we're going to queue it before the colony ship, as it is a pretty important tech. And we got the atmospheric renewer, so we can probably push production here a bit harder. All right, so at that point, we're getting pollution, so I'm just going to back off a little bit. Okay, let's do the research. No, that's not what I clicked on. Research. Okay, so we got the miniaturization as well as the neutron collider mass driver and the neutron rifle. Let's go to updating our blueprints. I'm not going to do that just yet. I always like to do this myself. I'm going to choose research instead. And I want to view the tech tree. So what's our next priority? Well, again, our advisors are telling us to do something way up here. But I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to look a little bit closer at hand. So we can get a cruiser. That really isn't that strong of a priority for me. We can get miniaturization bombs, and we can either get a fusion beam or we can get a fusion bomb. Now, the fusion beam, I couldn't really figure out before, like, what it did. It doesn't seem like it does all that much damage. Maybe it goes through shields, but it doesn't really necessarily tell you that. I think we probably should go for one of these other techs. So we've got food, research, and another pollution reducer. I always like those. And then we have population growth or just, okay, so it's either straight or a building. Both of those sound good. Then over here we have proton torpedoes and a displacement device. Don't really care about that. We've got a global DNA scanner. Proving security, don't really care. Although technically the Darlock could be a threat there. Troop transport. That probably will be a priority though. So we probably want to start working on these techs. So I'm going to start on this one now, and then we'll do this one after that. And then we'll go to military tactics. purely because I'm going to need a troop transport sooner or later with this war. So now there was something over here that I got a Q to, and I missed what it was. But let's just go over here because it probably was a magnetic disturbance, and I'm going to guess it might be our other minor civilization. In any case, I think we're good with everything else. I do want to update some of my designs, though. So let's go to the ship designer and start off with the flea and edit. So we want to upgrade the capabilities of the ship if we can. Problem is, do we have the space for that? So currently we're taking up 58 space because that miniaturization has already been taken into account. So an easy way around this, it looks like Neutron Blaster is roughly 10 space now, as opposed to 12 it was before. So if we come in here and reduce this down, hit done, come over here, and add one. Oh, you know what? It doesn't look like it's it looks like it's not quite exactly 10, maybe a fraction after that. So it's actually one space more than we can handle. And we can't put any more weapon systems than we already have. I don't like the idea of bringing down the point defense so far, but I think I'd rather increase the firepower. But that means our point defense is not all that effective. I think that's the route I'm going to go, but it could be dangerous considering that we don't have as effective point defense. But it doesn't seem like the point defense really factors into combat unless there is missiles to shoot down. So I'm going to try it, but maybe I'll regret it. Now for the destroyer here, we have 10 space left over as a result of all this. We could probably fit on another weapon. For instance, Merculite missile is 10 space, so we could fit one of those on. Or we could put more bombs on. I think 4 is okay for now. Now, I said I didn't want to focus too much on missile systems, but I think maybe 1 would be okay. Let's see. If we add 1, looks like we'll be perfect for space. Let's go ahead and try that. So I have 1 Merculite missile, and we can maintain the firepower besides. So we should overall have more firepower, but the rest is pretty much the same. Okay. And we'll do those updates once we get over to the military outpost over here. Let's go ahead and... Ooh, this guy needs to be told to guard again. And let's end the turn. You know, I'm going to accept it just because it's going to be a little while before we can amass our fleet. And I would prefer not to be threatened by this guy in the meantime. So I'm going to accept, but I plan on breaking the treaty. Oh, peace treaty for 20 turns. Is that how that works? Both graces agree to a ceasefire for at least 20 turns, and the current state of war is canceled. All right, well, I'm going to decline then because I'm just about to send my fleet over to smash him. So, no. But we know he's at least willing. That's definitely a no. Okay, so we're probably going to have a war on 2 fronts here, which is bad. I probably should have accepted that peace treaty. As I said, the Darlock race is receptive to it, so we could always do it later. Okay, so we have more population growth over here, which is good. Do we want to go over into production or continue with population growth? I say population growth. Although technically, population growth might be bad if we... Yeah, let's do the production. Because we want this. We want the government support facility before the population grows too much. And we have some more population over here, too, which is causing strikes, which we can't do anything about at this point. The population has reached a point that at 90% morale, that's it. And honestly, I could lower taxes to deal with that. But considering that this is the only planet that has striking, I really honestly just don't care. So, as a result, yeah, what should I do? I don't know if I really have a solution, so we're just gonna sit on that for the meantime and allow our fleet to gather over here. This space factory is almost done, so maybe I should start sending this guy over as well. I kind of don't like the idea of leaving myself completely defenseless against the Meklar, though, but I don't know what choice I have. Do I think that 1 destroyer and 2 frigates is enough to take on the Darlak Empire right now? You know what? I'm going to amass the fleet, but it could be a bad decision. Okay, let's end the turn. I think everything else is good. All right, so Space Factory's done. Let's send them over here and build another military outpost. This is the last one that I think we have to build. Yeah, that's correct. Unless we colonize over here, then we have to build one here, but that's a little bit down the road. Okay, let's get our fleet moving. I want to get these guys over and upgraded as quickly as possible. Okay, so we have a deep space exploration completed. All right, so let's choose our research. And next one I want is the one on the way to get military tactics, which is this tech here. So Xena Relations, start working on that. Maybe we can improve. All right. Working here. And I think we're working to more or less max capacity. Yeah. Do we want to rush by this? I think we're starting to get in the realm that we probably want to start rush buying things at our home system so that we can get colony ships out quicker. So, yeah, let's work on that. A couple hundred credits down the drain, but we don't need the credits right now, and getting things through is a little bit better. We get a civil transport, but that's not too important. Which fleet needs order? Okay, this guy's found another the gas giant. Great. Oh, we found an anomaly. Great. So that is a gas giant, and that's a gas giant. Okay. But hopefully this anomaly is good for us. What are we building over here? I forget. Oh, okay. A couple buildings. And here. All right. Let's end the turn. Oh, wait. Yeah, can these guys move along? Yeah, they can. Finally group together, hope. And I would like to upgrade both ships. It's going to be pretty expensive with the Gnat, but not so expensive with the Flea. And our other Flea will be there soon. 2 turns. And then we'll group the fleet together as a whole. And we'll be ready to push. And we'll push right past this. You know what? Should we push now while the military outpost is still working? Probably we should. So next turn, I'll send these guys along. And hopefully they'll get there in time. All right, so they got another colony over there. That's okay. Let's get moving. We get there in time, we get there in time. If not, we don't. And I'll back off if sensors tell me that it's completed or gives me an idea of how long it will take. I don't know if it will give me an idea of how long it will take. Okay. We do have a few things completed, though. Automated factory over here. I guess we can start queuing things up. So we want an atmospheric renewer. We want... I'm going to do the marine barracks just for the bonus to morale. And we have revenue service over here. They're working on a neutron collider. And I guess we should probably start working on another Gnat destroyer. Okay, that is done. And we have a colonial revenue. We already have our construction queued up here. Most part. Right. I'm gonna... Oh. Yeah, that guy's going over that way. End the turn. And promptly destroyed by the Guardian, probably. All right, let's get into this system and kill the scout. Goodbye. I don't care how many scouts you send, I'm not letting you through. All right, now let's queue this up. It doesn't look like they're continuing to construct it. So it's either done or they backed off. Okay, so let's get our fleet here together and upgrade them. And this will cost 9 credits because this guy's a little bit further. I would say further behind, but this is Fleet 2, Fleet 1. You would think this one would cost more, but I guess not. Okay, upgrade. They're only costing minimal credits. I wonder if that's another thing that they really changed is how many credits these things cost. So we've got a few Space Pirate fleets. Hopefully they won't be able to get here in time. I'm assuming they won't. All right. Our scout is continuing to move over to the anomaly. Can't rush that anymore, though. So let's end the turn. Okay, some more credits. Unfortunately, we're not getting some of the cooler anomalies. We also have a population point here. And I think it moved into making food. Do we want to rush by this? I'm thinking, yeah, for sure. Rush by this. Doesn't leave us a lot of credits left over. But it gets our planets moving. And I don't think cash is as big of a concern for us because we can build up population so quickly. Yeah, let's do it. Again, getting things built on our home planet is a real issue. Okay, so these guys are upgraded now. So let's have them meet up. We'll send them to get there for now, and we'll send these guys along. Okay, so as far as I can tell, this is not done. So hopefully I'll get there in time, and I'll destroy it before it even has a chance to establish. Okay, so should be good. Get our tech here soon. Okay, so Xena Relations is done. And we will choose the next research, which we know which it was going to be, military tactics. That's what we were working towards. So we're going to complete that. All right, I don't really care about spy centers right now, although I could do counter-espionage to try and fight off the Garlocks. But let's go to diplomacy, and let's go to the humans, who are the only ones that don't hate our guts. Talk to them, negotiate, establish an embassy, and we'll allow them to do so as well, and propose. Okay, that really helped the relation. So I'm going to negotiate. And I unfortunately can't do any of the trade agreements because of spending a lot of my cash. You do need cash for that. If I remember correctly, like for instance, trade treaty, we need 130 credits. We don't have that because we just spent it. But we can do a non-aggression pact. I'm going to propose. Would make that work. All right. So he has no intention of that. Let's exchange tech. All right. What does he got? A deep scanner. That's it. Right. Let's get rid of that. He wants the shield. Let's add that. See if he'll take it. I honestly don't want that though. Never mind. All right, so we got an embassy, but we weren't able to do much else with it. Maybe later. Okay. Neutron collider is done, which we bought. So it should only take us a turn or two to get that cash. So I'm not too worried about it. I'm not gonna build the spy center. I'm just gonna let this go for now. And maybe we'll build troop transports at our main colony. Then again, maybe not. Okay, so let's send these guys along. Should only take one turn to get there. And we will attack. Oh, okay, so it's just a structure. So we bomb it. All right. All right, so we blew it up. And we're going to send the rest of the fleet along. All right, so we're getting somewhere with this combat. And I think I'm going to end the video here. I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.